Hello dear students, welcome back once again, and today in lesson 5 water resources we will be discussing about the important types of irrigations that are widely practiced in India. And the first important one is canal irrigation. Now, canal irrigation is generally called as a big water channel. Here you can see in the picture that is taken out from river, and the river's extra water is diverted far away places where there is a scarcity of water. And in this canal we do have two types of canals. The first one is called as inundation canal and second is perennial canal. Inundation canals are the canals that are without building barrages, or there are no dams, or there are no weirs at the head of the river to regulate the flow of river. This means they are generally by the side of the river, especially in order to control the flooded river. So whenever there is an extra water in the river, automatically the water is diverted and sent to the other areas so not to cause the lots of flood in that area. And these canals are only used for controlling the flood. And sometimes, especially during the dry periods, they are not useful because that timing in river also water is not sufficiently available. So river cannot provide the water to the canal. But only useful of these canals are in the controlling floods. That's what inundation canals. In the picture what you see here, it is called as perennial canal. Let's try to understand here. The perennial canals are constructed where the river has a dam, and by the side of the dam we can see the water channel is provided, and this water channel gives and provide the water to the areas where there is a scarcity of water. So first of all, the water is collected in the dam, and after that the small canal is drawn from the dam and it is given to irrigate the areas into the drier parts. So total 40% of India's land we can see are irrigated by the canals, and canals mostly found in Punjab, Haryana, and these are the granaries of the country. Now there are some example of the best and the important canals in India, just like Bhakra Canal, Western Yamuna canals. Overall speaking, what are the advantages of canals? The first one, they provide the water throughout the year, and with the help of canal we can give or we can irrigate the large areas. But inundation canals are the canals that are used widely to control the floods. Take a look at the disadvantages of that. These are very costly one because they have to go for a longer distance. That's why they are very costly. Due to the overflooded areas which are having the lots of water throughout the year, this can cause us to have the waterlogging there, and this waterlogging can render a lots of salt to the soil, so soil can become infertile and unsuitable for farming. So these problems can be faced by the canals. Now one more important question can be asked on canal, that is what? Why canal irrigation is more suitable in northern India than in South India? I hope you got a quite clear idea about that, and we discussed in the previous session also why it is so. Let's try to understand in short. First of all, northern rivers are very perennial and they are located in northern plains, and these rivers get water by the snow also and by the rainfall. So throughout the year they get the water. Next, here the land which is available, it is very soft one because of the alluvium brought by the river. So here we can easily build the canals. Demand, because once we build the canal there should be the demand of that water. In northern India, as most of the land is very fertilized, very fertile land. There is a great demand for the water, and that's why here, because to complete the need of the water, there can be lots of canals built. And whatever expenditure comes to construct these canals can be compensated by the farmer here, because here the yield is very high. So these are what the important points. Because of that, the northern India is full of. See, what are the important canal areas mostly located in northern India? Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, somewhere the deltas of Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri rivers, like that. The network of canals in the Kaveri delta is one of the oldest and the largest in India. So this is what the general introduction about the canal irrigation, where it is, what it is, and how it is. But everywhere in the part of the country, it is not possible to follow the canal irrigation. So somewhere we have other means of irrigation, and second one is tank irrigation. Now we have already learned in the rainwater harvesting how the tanks are useful. So tanks are generally used to collect the rainwater, and these are what earthen embankments or masonry wall is constructed to check the outflow of water in the areas of natural depressions. Natural depressions are available, so we modify them by the masonry walls, and in that we try to store the rainwater, and these are naturally available. And this water that is collected or stored can be used in the dry season. And here in Indian point of view, we have totally 12% of land irrigated by tank irrigation. Now, tank irrigation is not widely practiced in North India, but it is practiced in Deccan Plateau. So you may have the question why it is like that. So we can give the answer here. Let's discuss these points. Why Deccan Plateau is prone to have the tank irrigation than canal? Because uneven terrain is available and there are lots of natural depressions available, so there is no need to build the tanks. The first point. Second, the Deccan Plateau has made up of hard non-porous rocks, and because of this, what happens, whatever water is stored, it does not seepage in the ground, so it remains as it is. Next, there are no perennial rivers, so there is no chance of having the canal irrigations in that. Okay, now the Deccan region is a hard and slopy, so tank irrigation is essential. And last point, the tanks are also helping in raising the underground water in Deccan regions as well as in the considerable depth due to the impervious rocks. So here it also helps somewhere to raise the underground water also. So because of these 3-4 points, it is very important in Deccan Plateau that tank irrigation is widely practiced. Advantages. The advantages of tank irrigations. First one, it is mostly useful in collection of monsoon water, and that we can use in dry periods. It helps to raise the underground water level, and that we can try to utilize with the help of borewells and with the help of tanks. And it is generally cheaper, and generally we can try to collect the water in natural depressions, so cost is also very less. But this water is not only utilized for irrigation, but many villagers, they just try to use for the domestic purpose. And the last important point is the monsoon water, which will definitely go waste, can be easily stored and used during the dry period of time. So this is how the importance of tank irrigations we can bring out. Disadvantages. It has no such use in dry period as tanks are filled with the rainwater which is scarce during the drought period. See, one time the tank is filled and that tank water we can use it. After completing or after finishing the water from the tank during the dry period, it is not possible that the water will be available into the tank, so they may be dried during the dry season. Next one, they occupy a very large area, and this large area can be used for cultivation. And next important point, the tanks are usually shallow, they are not very depth one. And in South India we already learned that there is very high temperature, and due to the high temperature most of the water can easily evaporate. And the important disadvantage is what? There is a lots of stagnant water which is a stored one, and here siltation takes place, so the water can be mostly silted ones, means the minerals are settled at the bottom and only the water remains on the top. So such kind of water which is a mineral free is not good for cultivation. So that are the problems we can have of the tank irrigation. Take a look at where mostly we can have the tank irrigation in South India. Mostly South Indian states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. But somewhere in Maharashtra, in West Bengal and Rajasthan and central part of Madhya Pradesh, there we can found the tank irrigations. Usman Sagar of Andhra Pradesh, Krishnaraj Sagar of Karnataka and Devar Lake in Rajasthan. These are the important tanks located in India. Now you might have understood that why there are slight difference in using the different irrigation methods in India. North India, canal irrigation; South India, tank irrigation.